All right, good morning, guys. We are here. We're going to talk a little bit today about revenue streams, where our deals come from. And again, Ken did that 30 in 12 months. If you attended that, you've probably heard some of this. But it's funny, like we're working hard on finding the people to talk to, and then what our conversations should look like. So building a farm is fundamentally part of that process. We're always talking about having X amount of real estate conversations a day. And what did we come up with? I think it was like 3 or 4 in a day should produce healthy results where you're doing several $1,000,000 in real estate and making $50,000-$60,000. You should be making plenty of money at that point. So how do you find more of these conversations outside of the farm? Sitting here in the office and hoping for the phone to ring, although it's part of it, it can be a revenue stream. So revenue streams, where do we find more of these conversations? And I'm going to try and be super fundamentally simple on this. And I try and put a little bit of how easy these things are to do. Your name badge, right? Who is wearing their name badge every time they're out of their house? I would tell you, sometimes I don't wear it when I'm out living life as a civilian and not being a real estate agent. But the fact of the matter is, I get approached, and I would tell you, if you wear your name badge every day, especially those places like the grocery store and the post office, you are going to get a lead once a year, twice a year. Someone's going to approach you and talk to you about real estate, and it's going to be what are they going to say? They're going to say, so how's the market, right? How many times do we hear that? So you're looking at, for the price of literally 10 seconds, I honestly will, if I have my badge off, if I've been out hanging out with my mom or something like that, or I'm at home alone, and I keep one badge in my car and I pop that sucker on before I go into the post office. And I can honestly tell you, it's netted me at least a couple of deals over the years. So if you're not wearing your badge, shame on you. You should really do it. It takes you about 3 seconds to put it on, and it's worth thousands of dollars to do it. So keep that in mind. That is a great revenue stream. Barry, any success stories from wearing your badge, my man? You're muted. Unmute.
I'm
There
probably, but I can't remember any recently. So I'm the wrong guy to ask, but I do wear it.
Yeah.
I get in conversations that nothing that's recently that's turned into anything.
Well, it only takes one, right, to make it worth it every time. So, if it's
people will notice that that you have it on, and sometimes they want to engage you, which is always good.
Definitely. All right. Who has got relationships with investors out there of you guys? Anybody? Barry, do you have an investor you work for? Flipper or long-term investor kind of deal?
No flipper, although I've done in the past 2 years, we've done probably 4 deals with flippers, 3 with the same team.
Okay.
So we call them when we have the appropriate listing, or we'll call them to go look at a house with us to see if it's something they might be interested in. So Yeah, primarily with one pretty well-known flipper team here in Fresno.
So, and Adam and I have a few, and so I encourage you guys to go out and find yourself someone that's into flipping. They're pretty easy to find. Get an idea of them, of what they're looking for. There's a little bit of a learning curve on how to find a viable flip, because they're looking at an exit value and a purchase price that makes sense. And they usually will have a formula that they use, and they'll share it with you. And so once we've figured that out, we start that search, and we set that search up in your MLS. And I'm looking for, so the best ones are going to be the ones like Barry's talking about, the ones you come across on your own, where it's a flippable type of property. You got a listing and it's something that's kind of janky. That's going to be great for you. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to pitch those to your flippers. But you can set up your MLS to, good morning, Rosalind. Feel free to unmute and join. And once you've got those parameters, you should have a search for yourself. And one of the things we do is we look for anything that says fixer upper. So you can set your searches in your MLS to identify certain terminology that will appear in the agent remarks. Fixer upper, flip, charming is one that Adam loves. And you'll get about 2, 3, 4 of these listings a day. So it's really, when I'm talking about 5 minutes, it's not a big investment in time ultimately. Getting the knowledge and finding what a good flip is, but is one thing. And then you can really put that in. You'll get your search. You'll get your 3, 4 properties that came on the MLS. And then you plug them in with that formula. And it literally takes 5 minutes to see if anything is viable and worth looking at. I text, I email my flipper and ask them, hey, have you seen this one yet? Let's go take a look. And if it looks viable, you're going to be out there and you're going to write deals. And it's great. It's great, healthy activity. It doesn't always produce a deal, but I'm telling you, you're going to get a deal a year if you're doing this on a regular basis. And it is again, it's a very small moment in time that it takes to set that up. Then the great thing is, when you get a flipper to buy a property, you automatically, so if you get one flip, you automatically are going to get the resale. That's part of your relationship with a flipping investor, is that they're going to turn around and list that property through you. Okay. So now you've got a listing. So that's another deal. And if you do it good, you can also end up double ending that. But as we all know, listing properties is a great opportunity to set up a whole bunch of other things that you do, activities you do, that will help find you more buyers and more sellers.
May I interject?
Yeah, please.
So the flipper we work with is never represented by another agent. So we get to double end it. We don't get the resale. That agent gets it, but we do get to double end the listing side of it, which is basically the same thing. So
yeah, more or less the same deal. So it's a great exercise. And if you make it passive, where you're not having to drive around and scour the universe for this, and it's your full-time revenue stream, it's the only revenue stream. So we're looking at as many revenue streams, as many ways to produce deals as possible with as little effort, right? Without them becoming time suckers. So the resale of that flip is going to produce you another deal, and it's awesome. It's really great. And it's going to produce a lot of marketing opportunities where you're going to put it on your Facebook, you're going to put it on Nextdoor, you're going to advertise, send out your flyers and stuff for open houses. And I will tell you, you're probably going to find a second deal off that. So I'm going to give the resale credit for 2 deals, right? So we've got a deal from just wearing our badge. We've got a flip. We've got the resale of a flip, and we've got a potential deal that we're going to find from that resale. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 deals already. FSBOs now I know most of you guys haven't been here, and I'm going to leverage Barry a lot because he's been in the industry a long time, and FSBOs are a deal. They are an opportunity to capture clients, right? And the challenge with FSBOs is they don't want to work with you, right? They don't want to do it. So you need to work with FSBOs in a way that doesn't end up being a time suck, right? And it shouldn't be. That's like, so like when you guys are in the office, I'm talking to you about daily activities, right? These are the daily activities, and they take minutes, not hours. Because now if you only do look at FSBOs once a month, it will take hours because you're looking at 10 or 20 of them at a given time. But if you get your drip, so I have myself and Adam on a drip that shows me when a new FSBO comes on the market on Zillow. It's the only thing Zillow's any good for, right? It tells me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Banana Street just is a for sale by owner, just went on the market. So I have set myself up a drip system. I enter them into my KV core, or any CRM will have most of these types of drips available to you, right? And I put in the address, I pull the tax card, I know who the owner is. I've got their phone number because they put the phone number in Zillow, right? That's how they're hoping people are going to contact them. And you start a drip, and my drip goes out the first day. I get a drip that goes out, hey, congratulations, saw you selling your home. Hope it goes good. Let me know if you need anything. My name's Noel at Quality First. Boom, that's it. It's a real simple. And then the next day, 24 hours, hey, I was just thinking about you, wondering if you are working with agents. Are you cooperating? Yeah, we're going to cooperate. We'll pay 2% or whatever stupid number they come up with for our wildly overpriced home. Cool. Okay. I'll see if I have any buyers. Hey, next day, are you thinking about a open house? Well, yeah, we are. Great. Let me bring you out some extra signs for your open house. What day are you doing it? So now you're going out there, you're visiting this person, you're doing them a favor, you're dropping off signs so you can do the open house. You might even help them in the neighborhood. Hey, let me go put them up for you. And what time are you going to be done? 4 o'clock. I'm going to come back and pick up my signs. Now you've had a chance to talk to this person a couple of times. Really nice, passive way. You haven't even asked for business. You haven't asked for business. But these are all pre-designed texts in your CRM or your KV core that are dripping out. And it's really easy to set up. So just like the search in the MLS for your flipper, this is a search that you set up in Zillow, and then you just got to do the data entry. So it's probably one new flip a day, and it's probably a 5-minute investment. And I'm telling you, if you do it all the time, you're going to get a deal. I promise you. Barry, how many flips or FSBOs rather do you see yourself getting in a year? A deal, 1 or 2?
Oh, for me, probably less than that.
You don't actively work them?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I do. Not as a rule. So, a lot of time. I mean, this goes for expireds. I was going to say, and you're probably going to get to expireds, but the people are selling by owner, or their house didn't sell, or it's not selling because chances are they had an agent maybe that didn't tell them the truth about their house. And you really want to bottom line it for them and tell them, look, here's why your house isn't selling. Here, you know what your problem is? It's this. So, and it can be harsh, and it's like you're sort of hesitant to tell them stuff about their house, and it might alienate them, but chances are they're going to appreciate that you're the guy that's not lying to them.
Right. For sure. So, and listen, at this point, it's not like you're losing a client by being honest. So we always talked about there's two types of agents out there, right? There's the ones that give you the straight deal, and there's the other ones that lie to you. They buy the listing by telling you they're going to get you more for that property than anybody else is telling you, because it's unrealistic. And we don't want to set ourselves up for failure. I'd rather be a hero now I don't want to undervalue it either and make myself seem like a hero because I sold a $500,000 house for $400,000. That's not who I want to be either. And that's not honoring your fiduciary responsibilities. So there's a danger of being on that side. You're trying to get and be realistic with clients. So I'd rather put someone off. I didn't have the deal anyway, right? So I'm not losing anything. But the chances are those are the things that went wrong on an expired. And the realities of FSBO doesn't realize. They always think theirs is the most valuable house. So Noel, be honest and set yourself up for a successful transaction. They're going to respect you more for it at the end.
Tell them about accepting offers and what most FSBOs do when they maybe they get multiple offers, or do they even get multiple offers?
So, and that's the reality. And what most FSBOs don't realize, for sale by owners don't realize, is they're putting themselves in a position to probably get one offer. They're going to take it because they don't know. They don't know what they're doing wrong. They don't know why they haven't generated multiple offers. And they don't know how to vet those offers when they come in. So guys, you should all know what your value is, what your value proposition is as an agent. When you're going to talk to a for sale by owner or an expired, why should they use you? What skills do you have? What knowledge do you have? And we talked a little bit about that, Isaiah, yesterday, about understanding how things work and why things work in real estate. And that becomes your value proposition, your knowledge that they don't have. And you have to have it. So please get educated, go to these trainings all you can. And when you hear people talking about deals, you ought to be listening in and figuring out what's going on in that market. When Ken does Wednesday meetings and he says, what would you do if? This is a live situation that just happened in our office with one of our agents. He's not, he's protecting the names of the innocent, but these are real things that are happening today in our marketplace. So these are learning opportunities. And when guys like me, Barry, Adam, Gary, Kittredge, even Rick, who's done quite a few deals now, even though he's a younger agent, you know what? And they're imparting that experience. Pay close attention to it. These are things that are happening in our marketplace right now.
So just really quickly, and so Cheryl, my partner, Cheryl Weber, she agreed to do the paperwork for a FSBO who had obtained a buyer, and we were trying to think, what should you charge just to do all the disclosures and so forth, for the seller. And So she charged him $1,500.
Okay.
She said, never again.
Right.
Because they have an unlimited amount of time to pick your brain.
Right.
And, you know, there's a lot, we have a lot invested in our knowledge of a real estate transaction. And once you agree to help them and you agree to a price, you really, you know, you can't stop them from calling you at midnight if they want, really. So
you have created an agency relationship and you're obligated.
yeah, she said
Right.
never again. And so recommended if you're gonna do something like that, you get at least 1% of the deal if you can. That's and depending on the price. But this
Yeah.
was a 700.
It might just depend on your relationship too, if you have one. And honestly, this is one of those things. When someone tells you who they are, you should pay attention, because if they sound like they're a pain in the butt, they're going to be a pain in the butt. So believe them and charge appropriately, because you're going to end up investing a lot of your time, and you're going to be educating them. They're going to nitpick everything and want to know everything. And oh my gosh, you're so much better off getting paid, right? So I don't do it for less than 2. So
The
that's,
best thing we can hope for off that deal is they liked her so much they're gonna give her a referral down the road.
and that's what you're hoping for, right? This is all, we're in a relationship.
Very iffy.
Yeah, we're in a relationship business, and we're trying to build as many contacts and have successful deals, and make sure everyone leaves happy, and your likelihood of getting referrals from them goes up way up. And then again, you need to continue to market to them, keep them in your KV Core or in your CRM, whatever you're using. They are a resource, and you're going to get them your 1 email a year, or your 2 emails a year, or their monthly newsletter, or whatever it is you're doing to keep in front of them. So the more people you have that are getting these monthly newsletters and these touches, these are good. These are future clients. I guarantee it. So that's really important. Your drips are going to produce a client a year. They're going to be the ones that you're going about your business. You've got a couple deals going, and then a new deal just plops in your lap. You're like, huh, that's awesome, because you stayed with them and you kept them in your database. So when we talk about adding people, adding prospects to your database, past clients, this is where their value truly is. The next thing I really like to do, and again, I do it all through KV Core, is sphere of influence. And I do it at least 4 texts a year, basically the change of every season. I do one in the spring, summer, beginning of the year. And I'm reaching out, and it's a text. So you want to set up that sphere of influence, your friends that aren't in the business particularly, right? Your friends, your family members. And that text looks like this. Hey, it's Noel. I haven't seen you in a little bit. It's the first of the year. I'm looking to start my year off with a bang. Do you know anybody who's thinking about buying or selling something this year? That's it. That's it. And I sent it to all 100 of them. And you know what? 99 of them will come back and say, nope, or not reply at all. You know, they're not offended by it. So it's a real soft touch, 4 times a year: spring, fall, winter, summer. That text should go out to your sphere of influence. If you have KV Core, it's really neat, because it does have the text availability on it. So you can type it once and send it to everybody. And that, I guarantee you, will find you a deal. So we're at 5 revenue streams, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deals from 5 revenue streams. Barry, you said this is one of your favorites, open houses. What do you love, and how do you find most of your prospects off open houses?
Open houses are basically people who are raising their hand and saying, I'm interested in buying or selling. They might be they're not probably going to buy the house you're holding open.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often,
It's
but it
just a
does happen.
great opportunity to get in a very, non-confrontational, easy conversation with them about real estate, about what they're looking for, about where they live, how long they've lived there, how soon are they going to sell. There's all kinds of subjects that can come up, but these are people who they're expecting to be quizzed by the agent. And otherwise they wouldn't be there. So they're probably, they're nosy neighbors, curiosity seekers. Doesn't matter really. Don't plan on selling the house to someone who walks in the open house. The dirty little secret of real estate is open houses are for us and they're not for the seller.
Nope. It's funny that so many sellers they can get obsessed. Oh, when are you doing the next open house? And I'm tired of doing open houses. I've already saturated your thing, but they really think that that's a principal way that they're going to get that. And then I usually will let that cat out of the bag. You say, you know what, Mr. Seller, this is really for me and not so much for you. But I tell you what, do an open house well, because you're on a job interview right there for other sellers in the neighborhood, right? They're a nosy neighbor because they're going to sell in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? They want to see what's going on, and you never know. They're out there, and you doing a rock star job. You've got your information packets. You've gone and knocked on the neighborhood. You've invited everybody. Guys, that's a job interview right there. You're actually showing everybody, all those neighbors, how hard you work. I take my open houses seriously. I'm knocking on doors. Your neighbor's not going to, they're not going to buy the house. They probably don't know anybody that wants to buy in their neighborhood, but they are going to sell their house at some point. And if you do a great job, you invite them, you've shown them that you're a hard worker, they come in, you've got a great shtick, and you're on a job interview. And that's what we're trying to do. And you're creating real estate conversations. I'm telling you. And then my favorite part of the open house, and Barry, I know we've talked about this, but on KV Core, I have a drip questionnaire that goes out the Monday after the open house. I tell them, and when you get those people and you're registering, you say, because they don't want to register, right? The old sign-in sheet back in the day, it was, yeah, I'm James at Mickey Mouse at yahoo.com, right? And you're never going to get quality information. But if you approach them and you say, listen, I'm going to send you out just a little questionnaire about the open house on Monday to your email. It's going to ask you what you thought about the price and curb appeal and stuff like that. Thing will take 5 minutes. Would you do that? Would you answer that for me? And if you ask in that kind of frame where you're asking them to do a favor, they're going to give you a yes, and they're going to give you quality information. And if you get 10 or 15 people at that open house and they all get that, and part of that questionnaire is always at the end of it, if this wasn't the house for you, what would you have different? And they'll answer, well, I really want a 4th bedroom, and boy, I want this price point, or whatever. And then my final question is, if I could find you that house tomorrow, what's a good day for you to go see it? And you just turn that person into your client. Even if they thought they had an agent, they really didn't, because that agent didn't secure that relationship well enough for you not to nab them. So I'm telling you, if you're doing open houses, it's a couple of deals a year. right, Barry? You think?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I have missed them so
Right.
bad, and I want them back.
It's a big piece of your business. It
Because
should
look,
be a
I'm not
couple of
going to
deals.
door knock. I'm just not going to. You guys can do it. I'd rather talk to willing people, but you know, it
Yep.
all depends on your personality.
Door and we're good. Door knocking's on the list. It's for me, it's I knock on 50 doors. We'll jump ahead. Why not? I knock on 50 doors and I end up having 5 good real estate conversations. And it's usually about something that's going to happen in the future. But I've done it half a dozen times and picked up listings probably every other time. Probably every other door knocking. So for me, if I did it 10 times a year or once a month, you know, I'm probably going to get 5 deals out of it. Right. And then, of course, again, that launches a whole new campaign. Every time you get that listing, it launches a whole new campaign and a whole new revenue stream just off that listing of finding other buyers and sellers through the process of open houses and things like that. So it's now we're piling the deals on, right? And I'm going to tell you, I'll get 5 or 6, but let's say you get 2. You go door knocking on a regular basis, it's going to get you a couple deals a year. Okay, web leads. Guys, this is one of the great things about KV Core. And again, any of these CRMs and or anything, if you have a website, websites are great. They need to be functional with IDX, and you have to drive people there. Websites are traditionally about validating you to a prospective client, right? It's proving that you're in the business. They are using that to vet you. But when you do have functional websites with IDX searches and you're using QR codes and things like that, you're going to get leads. And if they pop on your website and they want a home valuation, and right, this is a lead, that's a client. And for me, it's probably two a year. Okay. But Adam's really great at the tech side. I'm good enough at the tech side. And if you're doing these things, and if you haven't built these things correctly, get with us and let's look at how to make your website, your app, right, really functional and get it out to people. Because if they're not going to it, then it's worthless, right? It's just sitting out there in cyberspace. But by driving traffic and knowing how to drive traffic there, putting it on your Facebook, sending it out to all your friends, sending links in your emails when you're doing those SOI, sphere of influence texts and things like that, this is a great resource for you. And it's going to get you a deal or 2. Has Barry, have you done any festival work like wedding shows or anything? When I first got into business, I did wedding shows because these are people that are getting married and they're probably going to end up owning a house together.
No, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, it's the biggest challenge, I think, and why it's not a huge deal for me is the cost of a lot of these things is pretty exorbitant. You're talking a table for a weekend is $400, $500, $600 to be at that. But the amount of attendees at these wedding things, it's freaking crazy. And they will only let in one real estate agent kind of thing. Most of them won't let multiple people come in. They're not trying to set up a competitive environment. And it's a little different for the wedding dresses and stuff like that. I don't know how all that works, but I've been able to get in there, and I split the table with another agent, and we went and we just split the leads, right? And it's fine. We split the cost. It became a couple $100 investment. We got a list of like 1,000 attendees, including their emails. And boy, oh boy, you plop that, you can upload that database into your KV Court, and you have got 1,000, and you hashtag it wedding, newlyweds, right? And so when you use that hashtag, you plug that in, hashtag newlyweds, it's going to create that, and you hit mass email, mass text, whatever it is. And hey, is it getting close? When's your date? Da, 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 da. Are you guys, do you want to go see some houses before or after the wedding? Super simple. And you're going to get a tremendous amount of leads. So if you can afford to do an event like that, a wedding festival, these are great. And we're going to do some of that stuff right here. I'm telling you, that's easy, a couple deals a year, if you're willing to take the time and make the investment in there. And it's probably, you got to do some of the free. And this is why I like the door knocking also, Barry, because it's virtually free. Right. So many people get into this business, they don't have revenue, they don't have money to spend and invest in themselves, and you have to do some free stuff to make some money. Then you can start investing, and then you start doing some of these things that make sense and are good investments in your time. Do not buy the shopping cart deal. You're going to get hit with it. I promise you, in your career, you're going to get hit with it. Do not invest in the shopping cart thing. It will never produce a deal. Your best option with that is if you're loaded and you got a crap ton of extra money, you do it. It's supplemental to your brand. It can be a brand awareness thing, but it's ultra passive. It's not a good investment, and it typically costs several $1,000s, $3,000 to $4,000 if I'm remembering right. Not awesome. Okay, and so it's 10:42 now. I know we had a little hiccup there with a phone call, but man, we're only 10 items in to a 23 item list, because I added one while we were sitting here talking. KV Core. Guys, if you are on KV Core, you should do a property boost. I would tell you to do that property boost once a month. Find a good listing, do one once a month. It's going to produce 15 or 20 leads, and 2 or 3 of them are going to be good quality leads that are going to result in business somewhere down the road. They may not fall over and turn into a paycheck in 10 days or 30 days, but sometime in the next few months that you're going to have enough of these good quality leads from those. Barry, you've had some leads come in through your KV Core, and some of them have come into the office, if I'm not mistaken, and you've got closer to them turning into a deal. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I like the boost because I mean, all people have to do is click on your ad and you get all their information, including their phone number. So again, it's a great opportunity to have a conversation with them about real estate. And of course, you've got, when KV Core captures these people, you've got their real phone number and you've got their real email address. So you can obtain their commission or their permission to market to them, but basically they've already agreed to be marketed to. So
right, I believe that's on the fine print of all those ads, that when you click on this, you're giving us permission to market to you, and that's part of what KV Core does when they build those ads for you. Super cool. So I'm telling you, if you're doing a KV Core boost once a month, when and you're going to get 15 or 20 leads, And if you did it once a month for 12 months, you're talking about a couple of hundred leads. And let's say it's only the top, 1% or something like, or top 10%, you probably got 20 viable deals in there. That's a huge, huge number. That 20 deals is a year's worth of business for most people. So we can easily say that that's going to produce a couple of closable deals for a small investment. It's really great. Squeeze page, landing pages. Guys, this is, now we're getting a little technical. And the KV Core, this is a KV Core item, although you can create your own squeeze pages and landing pages. Just KV Core does them really, really well, and they're free. They're part of your package. So a squeeze page or a landing page is something that's going to drive someone. So they will talk about the groups that you're in on Facebook marketing, or you're on a tarot card group or something like that. You can create this and send it out to all the members of that group, and you're doing a fundraiser or a fun run or whatever, and invite them all to come and participate. Or you just do it at, hey, look at the buyers I have in real estate. That's mine. I do the match.com for, I match buyers with potential sellers, and I put that in all my Facebook groups. I do it once a month. I blast it out. It takes literally no time at all. Once you've built the page, it maybe takes you half an hour to build a squeeze page or a landing page. The marketing of it and sending it out to these groups takes literally a few minutes. And it's going to probably net me a deal or two a year. For, again, we're looking at minutes of time. These are these daily tasks that take a minute here, a minute there, and they build up a great revenue stream or multiple revenue streams where your money's coming. Your app, KV Core has an app. Barry, is Ken still sending out the Quality First app? Is that still active? Do you know?
The phone app.
Yes.
I don't.
Okay, I don't, because I've been using the KV Core one. The difference now is that Ken doesn't want new agents coming in and getting invested in KV Core until they've got some history and some track record and have closed some deals and started making some money. But this is a great app that comes free with your KV Core. And again, this is something you give to everybody. You can email it to them, you can text the link to them, and they download it right out of the App Store. And it's tied to you when you send them that link. So anytime they pull up a property, that alerts you. It becomes a lead in your KV Core. Okay. This is a great, really passive way to be there.
That's the
yep.
The
millions. That's the Quality First one.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's still active.
Yes.
So guys, if you aren't on KV Core, let me know if you're interested in the Quality First app. If you've got the KV Core already, you don't need two apps. You're just going to confuse people.
It's a way to search, or it's a way for your clients to search for property, and it's branded automatically to you.
And it be right, and you are alerted as soon as they do something. And just like any other lead, all leads are horrible if you don't follow up. So they only work if you follow up. So when you get this lead, if you don't have KV Core that captures the lead for you, then it's going to be up to you to take them and put them in a CRM, client relationship management software, right? If you're not on KV Core, you need to have some kind of viable CRM software. I know Isaiah does it on an Excel spreadsheet. Probably not the most user-friendly thing to do. You're still creating a lot of work when you're doing mass emails and mass texts and things like that. So get a CRM. I highly advise it, at least until you've got your 5 deals and you can join KV Core. KV Core is the best investment ever. So your app is, it's got to be a deal. Your farming, 10 hours a month. This is your big investment. Woo. You're going to send out your monthly postcard to your whole EDDM route. And then you're going to do your door knocking or other postcards, or like Isaiah does it. He gets phone numbers. He does cold calling. Isaiah, you should maybe email me so I can share that system you use to get your phone numbers and contacts out. I forget what it is. I know I can always bug Adam about it too. But your farm's going to create, I'm going to tell you, your farm, if you're working it every month and you're diligent about your farm, it's going to produce 5 or 6 deals a year. Okay. Mick, we've talked about this. Businesses near you, right? Super easy to go walk your area where you work or where you live or where you frequent. Go visit those businesses, get to know business owners, get your cards in their stands. And I can go out today and go visit 10 businesses, and I will have 10 real estate conversations, because I'm going to tell them who I am, and they're going to say, wow, the market's crazy, isn't it? And we're having a real estate conversation. I'm telling you, if you go out to businesses, you're going to get a deal. Also, businesses you frequent, the places you're already going to. If, like, I go to Legends Comics once a month and I get my comic book. I go to my hair person. I go to certain businesses, the hardware store, contractors I work with. Honestly, Adam and I just did a deal for our electrician. He's the guy that goes out when any of our clients, listing clients or buyers, find electrical issue or they want to upgrade something, put some lights in. This is our guy. We refer him out, and we picked up his deal, and we ended up getting not only his listing but his purchase too. And combined, it was $1.5 million or $1.25 million and in real estate. So we've got contractors, we've got people that we work with on a regular basis, and those people, they become a different sphere of influence, but certainly having real estate conversations with them will get you deals. This is a big one that I love from Ken. And guys, if you're working your farm, this is probably a once a week deal that's going to take you an hour to drive through your neighborhood and watch for open houses or garage sales, excuse me. Watch for garage sales. Garage sales, if you go up, one of those garage sales is purging their crap because they want to sell their house. They're getting ready to sell. If you do that, I'm telling you, if you do it once a month, throughout the year, you're going to find a deal. If you do it every weekend, you're driving around the neighborhood anyway. Cruise your neighborhood, cruise your farm, look for that garage sale, pull over, buy a coffee cup, and say hi, and ask them if they're thinking about selling. Okay. And while you're there, if they're saying, no, I'm not, then your conversation is, well, you know what? I know somebody always knows who's thinking about selling in the neighborhood. Do you know anybody who's thinking about selling? Yeah, Pete and Janet around the corner, they're thinking about selling. It's the greenhouse, right? Boom, there you go. Don't be shy, go talk to them. It's a great way to find a deal. And garage sales, if you're doing it on a regular basis, I promise you're going to get a deal. Adam and I made relationship with some investment counselors. And if you have the opportunity to go speak with an investment counselor, you should go get to know a few of them and give them your cards. They're going to have people that are going to have surplus of cash, and they're going to want ways to move their money aggressively and they're going to recommend buying houses. Great resource.
They say attorneys too, which
Attorneys are great,
kind of
especially
tangential to this. Yeah.
especially divorce attorneys, right? Find all the divorce attorneys in town and go say hi and keep them on a drip, right? That's going in your KV core. They're going into your CRM, and you're going to send them a nice email once a month. Hey, blank, because it's going to insert their name. So it'll be nice and personal. Just want to check in, see if you had any new clients that could use my help. That's it. It's they're not going to be mad. They are not going to be mad, but they are, at some point, someone's going to end up sending you a deal. Okay. Your insurance contact, whoever you're buying your insurance from, they need to know that you're in the business, and you need to keep pestering them ever so gently if they need to find a client who's getting ready to buy a home, getting ready to sell a home. Because if they're selling a home, they're getting ready to buy a replacement property. There you go. A big deal that no one's doing. No one in this office does it. Referral network. You can advertise, and the fact of the Realtor magazine in the back page or two, it's agents all over the country, and they're offering, hey, I'm in Seattle. I will pay 25% for your referral, right? So you get someone that's moving to Wyoming, and you go out, and gosh dang it, if you've got someone that's buying real estate out of state, you still want them to be your client, because you're going to set them up. You're going to go find their realtor out there. You're going to set up a referral agreement with them. And when they buy their real estate, you're going to get a check for literally doing nothing other than finding an agent that's willing to close that deal, right? You need to be doing that, and you need them to know about you, and you should market. I'm a referral agent in Fresno. I'll pay you 25% for anybody referrals you send me that need to buy homes here in the Valley. Great resource. Yeah, you lose a little commission. It's a great resource. It's definitely, if you advertise on a regular basis, you spend some money, put it in the magazines, the realtor magazines, put it on your website, things like that. That's going to be very attractive, and it will find you a deal. I have a lender that, believe it or not, I have a lender that sends me deals. Anytime they get a client that does not have an agent, he sends me deals, and he's good for 2 to 4 of them a year. So I'm going to put 2 down. So talk to your lenders. Okay. It's such a one-way street with them. They have everybody sending them clients, and they're busy as beavers, right? But every once in a while, they get a friend that knows they're a lender. They're getting pre-approved, and they don't have an agent. Your lenders, that's why you want to have 2 or 3 or 4 good lenders that you have good relationships with, right? And there's nothing wrong with you asking them to return the favor, and it will happen. You may not get 4 or 5 or 6 of them, but you're going to get a deal once a year, once every other year. You're going to get a deal. One of my favorite things, I niched in mobile homes, and when I was on the coast, and it was great. And I got to be friends with the park managers. Go make friends with a mobile home park manager. They're not big, bad, juicy deals, but I tell you what, a lot of times people are moving into a mobile home, and they are selling their great big home. They are downsizing. They are downsizing. So you've got a listing, and then you're buying them a little mobile home. Just think about that. It's the big picture, right? There's a lot of people that need to downsize. This is a great opportunity. I'm telling you, for me, it was a bunch of deals. I probably got 15 deals a year from the park in Santa Cruz. I would tell you, if you had a couple parks that you're friendly with, you can probably count on getting a deal, probably get a deal a year. Another thing that produced revenue, Adam had a great car rep. Remember his truck, Barry? The singing realtor? He paid a couple bucks for that wrap, but I tell you what, we couldn't go anywhere without people asking him about it. And it created real estate conversation. We were at Costco, we were driving through Harlan Ranch, and we had been door knocking. We were driving through, and there's some people sitting out in their garage, and we were just waving to them, and they said, stop, come here, and tell me about this singing realtor thing. Great deal. Get your car magnets, get your wrap, advertise yourself. It's a deal. And then probably the last thing I have here, and there's still more. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff that I haven't covered. Ask everybody. Man, Adam is really good at it. We'll be in someplace having a cup of coffee, and we'll visit with someone. You say what a nice day it is. And by the way, you know anybody that has a house to sell? You're thinking about buying or selling. I sat in Starbucks. I overheard a couple guys talking. I told them I wasn't eavesdropping, but I couldn't. I heard the word commission and my ears perked up. I went over, talked to them. I got their listing. I got their purchase, and I got their mother's purchase when she bought her manufactured home. 3 deals just by paying attention at a coffee shop. Ask people. You'll get business every year. Barry, my man, anything you think I left out?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to hit it as we went. Yeah, I missed your segment on farming. So I haven't been as great on farming as I probably could have been. You know, there's some nice neighborhoods. So ideally you try to find something with a high turnover, right? I think I found a good neighborhood. I won't tell you where it is, but with almost a 15% turnover.
Let's see, that's a huge,
unbelievable.
That's a huge turnover rate.
But just in general, you'll notice I don't do everything on this list. And after, you know, over time, you know, I just say pick a couple things and try it and focus on 2 or 3 of them. And over time, you'll kind of hit a rhythm that works for you.
True enough, right?
I don't know anyone who does all this stuff.
But the reality is, most of these are very simple activities. They take a very minimum amount of time. It's not, none of them are huge time suckers. The thing about the farm for me, what is great about it is it will consistently bear fruit if you work a farm, and it gets easy. It gets very rhythmic, and it gets easy, and it will produce long-term results for you consistently. You'll get half a dozen deals a year out of your farm, right?
So the items that are linked to farming would be the FSBO,
could
the
be
open house
for sure,
the farming, and garage sales. You know,
so
those are kind of all hand in hand.
So these are 23 revenue streams. And if we go through it and we give a value to each one, you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 deals conservatively off just doing this stuff. 35 deals. 35 deals at an average of 300K Okay. So that is $10 million roughly in real estate, right? At 2.75%, right? Is $275,000 in earnings at your 70 or 80% split. Ladies and
Well,
gentlemen,
I would say there's one thing that without which none of this stuff is any good, and that's follow-up, consistent follow-up.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's gotta discipline yourself to follow
Yep.
up.
And that's where your CRM, right? Or your KV core with the built-in CRM, right, comes in to be very, very valuable. It makes these tasks, these follow-ups much easier to do because let's face it, keeping track of it all is daunting when you actually get to this point and you're having hundreds of real estate conversations all the time. And how do you keep the priorities, right? The ones that are going to produce in line. It's hard to do. And it becomes part of your business model. This is great. It was a healthy class. So guys, if you have any questions about this, come in, see Adam and myself, pick Barry's brain, get your veteran people out there.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I do have a plug if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I have an exclusive relationship with Fresno Mobile Estates on Blackstone in Fresno. They turned this park into a community of manufactured homes. They are taking out all the trailers and all their RVs. Really pretty cool place. There's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 2 bedroom, 1 bath. So we have 11 units that are going to be coming in between June and November. First 5 will be, well, I don't know if it's first 5, but there'll be 5 3 bedroom, 2 baths. This is called affordable housing. So these houses right now, the highest one is 90,000 at maybe almost 900 square feet. And so the other ones are going to be $10,000 more, $100,000 when they come in because everything went up in price. So again, if they can't afford a $200,000-$300,000 home, then this is affordable housing. The only thing is they usually don't come in pre-qualified. They go through 21st mortgage, and they wait until they get into, they get into the escrow almost before they even decide that they don't qualify. But if you do have a qualified person and, they want to go into a home like this, then definitely send them over here because we're going to have some new ones coming in.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right, guys. All right. Again, thanks for coming in and joining. Hope you guys pick something up out of this. And if you have any more questions, obviously come in anytime. This is the path to the easier part of real estate, right? We're showing you how to find people to talk to. We're showing you how to talk to those people. All you got to do is execute. And I'm out.
Cool.
Bye.
See you guys.
See ya. Bye.